Hey everybody, my name's Ed. New comic book day. Okay, one thing I wanted to show you. I keep meaning to show these things off. I found these on the way into the building like a couple of weeks ago. And like I said, I keep meaning to show these and I keep forgetting. But these are like those old new wave glasses you used to have back in the 80s, like kind of max headroom type stuff. So I just thought that was kind of funny. So anyway, I'll talk about a couple of comic books I read over last week, and then I'll show you the comic books I bought today. So one thing, Defenders #3. I thought it was okay. I'm pretty much going to drop this comic. It's not terrible, but it's very much. Um, it suffers from Brian Michael Bendis itis. By that I mean the decompression is just a little bit too much. It's been 3 issues. There's basically been 1 issue of plot, but we've got 3 issues of comic. Just how he sort of stretches things out and out and out. There's a sequence in here where they explain the background story of Luke Cage and Diamondback, who's the villain, and it's really something that you or I could say in like 3 or 4 sentences, but Brian Michael Bendis has like random characters talk for like 3 pages. You know what I mean? Um, and it's just like I said, it's just a little bit too much decompression. The art is serviceable; it's okay, but it's not great enough to make me buy it on that aspect alone. So I'm gonna drop this comic. Um, Green Arrow, I'm probably going to put this on hold as well. I don't dislike the comic, but it has flaws, and just for budget reasons, I can't, you can only justify buying something that's just okay for so long. I did buy the most recent issue with Wonder Woman in it. But after that, I'm just probably going to put it on hold for a while. I'll probably go back to it when I could either get the singles cheaper or maybe get them in trade or something like that. But for a while, Green Lantern is going to go on hold for me. Oh, I should say this one is actually a pretty fun issue. Basically, it's a team up, and it looks like that's probably what this arc is going to go. This issue teams up with the Flash to find out the mystery of these animals who have been infected with the Speed Force, and they find out these bad guys have been mining these rare minerals in this specific part of the wilderness, and that's causing a side effect and things to go crazy and blah 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 blah. But okay, so yeah, uh, Suicide Squad #21. Okay, it's okay. I might get this. I guess basically this is the first issue where Harley Quinn is the actual leader of the team. And interesting setup. They basically go somewhere to stop some terrorists and assassinate some guy, and things go bad. And it ends on an interesting cliffhanger. So with the first arc of Suicide Squad, I really didn't enjoy it. I thought it was just kind of weak writing. But this one's looks like the writing's improved a bit. So I'll give it another issue and I'll decide if I want to um, jump on the Suicide Squad train. Godshaper, really like the quirky art, the offbeat story. I'm glad somebody helped me out last week and kind of explained the kind of setup and everything to me. Really interesting. I guess it's just a mini series, so I'm in for the duration for this. United States of Hysteria by Howard Chaykin. Basically, it's pretty much coming together. There's been massive terrorist attacks across the country. There's all kinds of social upheaval and violence. And basically, yeah, the people who are going to save us are the unrepentant spree killers. So, okay. And American Way #1, John Ridley. Let's see here. John Ridley, George Gently is the penciler. John Ridley is the writer. George Gently is the penciler. Danny Mickey is the inker, and Nick, I can't read his name, Filardi is the colorist. Really interesting. It's a sequel to a story that came out, several years ago. But I don't think you really need to know too much about the previous story. Basically, this picks up where, or wait, how do I want to say this? Basically, both stories were period pieces. The last story was set in the 60s. This one's set in the early 70s. And basically, what's happened is uh, these various heroes are part of a superhero group back in the 60s, and they ended up breaking up due to all the kind of political turmoil and things like that. So we kind of pick up a few years later, and one of the characters is married. She's married to a politician. He can't run anymore because of term limits, but he and his manager want her to run, and they want her to run on this kind of law and order, return to American values kind of platform, and they want to use the fact that she used to be a superhero to their advantage. She's got this, kind of squeaky clean image they think is going to sell really well. She's really skeptical about the whole thing. Then there's another hero. She was one of the good guys, but now she's kind of fallen in with this group of radicals, kind of more like the Weather Underground or the Weathermen. She's going out there committing acts of vandalism against government institutions. But then we see that she may or may not be a heroin addict. Then we have this character here. He's somebody who was on the team. He's gone back to the old neighborhood. He's trying to clean things up there. But the people in the neighborhood see him arresting this one black militant. And we know that this particular guy has been dealing drugs and taking drugs and things like that. But all the people in the neighborhood see is he's, attacking somebody who's standing up to the establishment. So they're calling this guy a sellout. And so he's all kind of conflicted about the whole thing. So we have a really, really interesting sort of setup. It looks like it's trying to take into account, sort of political ramifications that a superhero might have encountered during those days and those times. So really interesting. Okay. So, and to show you the comics I bought this week, I got U.S. Avengers number 8. Okay. Invincible Iron Man number 9. Riri Williams, Scourge of the Internet. Woo! All right. Luke Cage number 3. Aquaman number 26. I'm looking forward to reading this. I was pleasantly surprised by last issue, so yeah. Green Arrow number 27. Like I said, I'm probably going to take a break from Green Arrow, but I went ahead and got this because I wanted to see how they handled Wonder Woman. Wildstorm number 6. This is another Jim Lee cover. Heroines number 3. Sisters of Sorrow. This looks like kind of a throwback to like kind of old 70s exploitation flicks, nuns with guns, that type of thing. And Kurt Sutter, I think he has something to do with Sons of Anarchy. I don't know. I don't read the comic, and I've never seen the show, so I don't know. But okay. Nothing else. We've got a really cool cover here. Shaolin Cowboy number 4. Stray Bullets number 25. Hang on, I have to get the phone. Okay, and I think I showed you this. Stray Bullets number 25. This actually came out like 2 or 3 weeks ago, but they were sold out at my local comic book store, and my guy finally, got another replacement issue. So, all right, and then I got a couple freebies. This looks like Marvel Spotlight Generations preview. I don't know. If people are interested, well, I don't know. This really doesn't look. I don't know. If people are interested, maybe we can do a walkthrough to this, but I don't know if it's that big of a deal. Uh, this is. I don't normally read this, but this looks like it's Saucer State. Okay. And this looks like it's a preview tie-in for the film coming out, Valerian. I was aware of the comic Valerian, but I've never read it. I know it's been out since at least the 80s, maybe even before then. Oh, look, here's a foreword uh, from Luc Besson. Okay, so this looks kind of interesting. This might be the time to hop on the bandwagon. July 2017. All right, so it's coming out pretty soon. Okay, and that's it. All right, I got to thank you very much for watching. You guys have a good day.